and welcome back to Design Movements 2, the Flinders Street edition. Today we're going to have a look at the early 20th century building, Flinders Street Station. Isn't she a whopper? Flinders Street Station railway complex sits upon a site that has been one of the central points of Melbourne's railway system since the 1850s. By the 1880s, the original buildings at Flinders Street were considered inadequate, and a competition was held for the redesign of the station. Demolition of the original station and other buildings on the site commenced in 1900. The foundations were begun in 1902, and Peter Roger commenced construction in 1905. Unfortunately, he was then dismissed in 1908 when work was taken over by the Railways Department using day labour. The station was then completed in 1910. This new train station was of great importance to the city of Melbourne, and its imposing design of the Edwardian Baroque style reflects this. Still today, as it was over 100 years ago, is one of the most important public buildings in Victoria and is a brilliant example of the great railway buildings of the early 20th century. Described by its architects as French Renaissance in a free manner, the design and style of the station brings in a range of different styles and is an eclectic mix of French Renaissance and Art Nouveau. Taking a step back and have a look at the building as a whole, you can see that there are global influences which must have played a part at the time. There's the Big Ben-esque tower from London and the domes from a church in Rome and hints of the Taj Mahal as well. This era of steam travel was allowing people to travel more, and the idea of Victorian influence really has played a part on this eclectic design. It's a wonderful combination of so many popular design styles of the early 20th century. It's a building that commands respect, and it really does draw your attention as it sits at a 45-degree angle to Flinders Street and Swanston Street. Its brilliant colour palette also is so intriguing and has been repainted 5 times since its birth in 1910, with the colour that it is now seen as the original colour how it was always intended to be. As a lover of Victorian and Edwardian architecture, I was amazed to find so much pressed metal that was still intact and how vastly it had been used throughout the whole building. I was pleased to find out that the pressed metal that is still used is the original versions, however it has been repainted. James Fawcett, the architect who designed the building, has been credited with the design of the pressed metal and also of the wonderful Art Nouveau decorated stained glass window that sits at the front of the building above the famous clocks. So here I am, standing on the steps, as thousands and thousands of people have done before. Meet me at the steps or meet me under the clocks. It's a common Melbourne saying and has been for the past 100 years. I don't know a Melburnian who hasn't muttered the words, "I'll meet you under the clocks." This refers to the row of clocks that line the wall above the main entrance. These clocks also tell one of the greatest stories. Although they are now operated by computer, back in the day they were manually operated, with railway staff having to change them on average 900 times every 8 hours. These well-worn stairs have been a hugely popular meeting place for Melburnians thanks to its central location and easy-to-recognise design. There was a public outcry in 1981 when the clocks were taken down and replaced by televisions. There was so much demand to have them back that within 24 hours the decision had been made to reinstate them. Despite community opposition, a major refurbishment that went from 1983 to 1999 at the centre of the concourse took place. This included the demolition of the original toilets and newspaper stands and created a large open space with new toilets and shops. The gorgeous pale blue and green ceramic tiles that lined the main hall were replaced with the pink granite that is there today, and sadly some of the charm has been stripped away with it, leaving the interior feeling more like a poor quality shopping centre rather than
the opulent train station that it was meant to be. Thanks for listening. We hope to see you again soon. Bye now.